Okay, cool. Ricard, you can hear me well, and it shows that it's recording, right?
Yeah, I can hear you well, and we are recording. That's
okay. We can hear you too, so that's good.
nice.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Sorry for a bit of stress at the beginning. I guess it's part of microcode, but once we've settled, it will work. So welcome today. After 8 months, finally, your graduation. I'm realizing now I am not able to go to the next slide, so give me 1 sec. No, it's fine. I have this wonderful thingy that I'm going to plug in. 1 sec. Okay, this should work. Well, let's see. Should work. Yeah, now it works. Sorry. Cool. So today basically is the end. Well, not completely the end, but I'll get back to that. But it's the graduation event of your 8 months course at Microcode Barcelona. 8 months that were, well, I'm speaking for you now, but that were, well, also for us, but that were super intense, where all of you put in a huge effort to actually be here today. But you all managed, and we're a big group. So yeah, first of all, amazing effort. Congratulations for being here. And also thanks to all the volunteers that are either joining online like Ricard or Alvaro and William that are right over here, that were able to come. And also thank you for the people joining online. I haven't checked recently who's there. I saw the mother of Kimberly, I think, and some other people. So welcome as well. Today I mainly speak in English. I hope that's okay for everyone. We are also recording this session, so later on you can look it back and maybe translate it as well to any family if you want. Entonces hoy va a ser por la mayoría en inglés. A veces también voy a explicar algunas cosas en castellano, pero la mayoría es en inglés, pero estamos grabando esta grabación, esta presentación, entonces más tarde también podéis verla otra vez y para traducir también. So today, basically, I'm going to start with a bit of an introduction, looking back at the last 8 months. I mean, obviously, I wasn't the one mainly involved with all of you. It was Harriet, it was Yogi, it were the volunteers. But obviously, I've been on the background spying on all of you, how everything is going, how the group progress is going, if everyone was doing the homework, and helping also there. So I'm looking a bit back, but then Yogi will take over and talk a bit about what it actually means to learn how to code. Because now a lot of the concepts we've learned are like normal to you. But 8 months ago, some of you barely knew what coding was. Some did, some didn't. So Yogi is basically going to show you, but also other people looking now or looking at the recording, where we are coming from and where we are now. Because that is obviously the most impressive part of what you've done, like the huge progress all of you made, and not just coding, but also working in a project, the soft skill trainings you had, basically everything you've been doing in the last 8 months. And most of you, next to a job, next to other studies, next to other things, next to maintaining a family, yeah, we know of all the challenges a lot of you have been through. Then Ali will take over, and Ali will tell a bit about the perspective of the student. Ali, where are you? Over there. So Ali, gonna tell a bit about being a student, and especially because Ali, it's not the first time he joined. He joined the previous batch of July. And yeah, as you all know, microcode is very challenging. So Ali wasn't able to completely finish and wasn't fully ready, I would say, to work directly in a tech job. So instead of quitting, Ali thought, let's try it again. And this time he finished. So I would say that's quite of a good success story. Next step, finding a job. So, and we will. So that's Ali. Then we got Ricard remotely. You see him very small over there. Once he's talking, I'm going to make him bigger. It was a bit of a misunderstanding. I forgot to specifically tell Ricard that it was an in-person event. Luckily, Glovo has a really cool setup here, so we can hear him perfectly well and he can present like he's here, and he can also hear you. Then not here in the index because it's a last minute move, but Alvaro is here as well. And Alvaro will also speak a little bit about his experience volunteering, well, with Microcode, but specifically also with these two groups. Mainly because Alvaro has been pretty much involved in every single aspect of the volunteers, from being a main instructor, from being a supporting instructor, to being the final project supervisor. So yeah, Alvaro can also give a pretty much all-round overview of what it means to be a volunteer and how it was to teach to all of you. Then I will talk a bit about, well, you again. It's about you in the end, the students, but also a bit about what is going to happen next. Besides getting, obviously, a certificate from Microcode, but also what are the next steps? And mainly making the point that you're not done with us yet, and vice versa. So that's today, and afterwards, we can just have a chat. Maybe most of you haven't met in person yet. Obviously, we did do an in-person class once, but not everyone was able to make it. So this is obviously a good opportunity. Wait, was that this group? Sorry, now I'm getting confused. It was this group, right? Yeah, sorry. So some of you know each other from in person and coming to the office, but obviously today is a great moment to get to know each other better. And also afterwards, we finish around 5. Yeah, we can go to a bar if anyone is interested. So next step. Ricard, I think you saw the people coming in the waiting room, right? In the Zoom call, I saw a waiting. Small hint. If not, maybe I saw it wrong. Small hint. So yeah, that's it today. So I'm just going to start. And before actually going into all the details, I do want to specifically point out these 4, well, 2 companies and 2 institutions who made this course possible. So I don't know how all of you are aware of how we make Microcode possible. But as you know, we're a non-profit. You don't pay to join this course. Obviously, that's the whole point. But obviously, we do need some money because some people are employed. So we always have companies or like the municipality, or in this case, the Diputació and Ayuntamiento, the Barcelona, involved sponsoring these courses and make it actually possible to have a steady team and having the resources that we have available to manage all the volunteers, manage all the students, have someone like Yogi spending more than a part-time job. Officially, it's a part-time job, Yogi. But more than a part-time job on supporting you and managing all the volunteers, because you need people who are actually working. You cannot ask that from a volunteer. And it's made possible by also Glovo, obviously. Also, well, today we're here because of their help. Fundación La Caixa, Diputació Barcelona, and Ayuntamiento de Barcelona. So yeah, very special thanks to them for making all of this possible. Hello, Simon. Welcome. So what was the last 8 months? Well, first of all, if you remember the first in-person moment, and pretty much the only real in-person moment for most of you, was the onboarding session. So this is always a really nice moment for us, especially, well, Microcode has mainly been online since the start. But we did have in-person classes, like with our first batch. So we still miss that a lot. That's why we're still trying to see what's possible. But at least we do these onboarding sessions where we meet you in person, explain all the tools, and I hope you remember, we really like these moments. And it was really cool because I met most of you in person next to the final interview, and obviously Diana, Yogi, and the other people involved here, Harriet, are able to meet you in person, and yeah, for you to get a bit of a feeling with Microcode. So I think this was a really nice start for us, and I hope for you as well. Then during the course, we were mainly online. So yeah, COVID is still there. unfortunately. So we're still taking the safe road, and luckily we're coding, so it's something that's already done online. It's something that is easy, relatively easy to teach online compared to something else. But still, obviously, some people may not have the perfect study environment at home, or they're simply not able to concentrate at home, or you just really like working in an environment with other people who are studying as well. So some of you came to the space of OCC, studied from there, and this was also really nice because we were able to see you, to meet you in person, to actually have an offline conversation. And yeah, we really liked it, that there were relatively a lot of you coming by the office. On the other hand, the people studying from home all the time, it's also an amazing accomplishment to just basically do the whole course from home, or maybe you went to a coffee bar or something. But so yeah, but anyway, it was really nice to also do this at the OCC Center. But in the end, all our class activities, even the final projects, actually, who of the final project teams actually met in person? Some fingers, a little bit, yes, no. Team 2 and 4. Cool. So some met with the final projects, but even that, a big part was done online. And any developer that's listening or that is here can kind of confirm that it's more challenging. And I'm also talking from experience working in teams to do a full project online or partly online. But you also managed to do it. Last week, we saw the awesome results of your final projects. Honestly impressive. But all online, which makes it, I would say, even of a bigger accomplishment. So at the same time, you weren't alone. I think that's the other strength of microcode. So I just put random volunteers here that I know, or people that work for OCC or that have somehow been involved. Like I said, there are some here today. I mean, just Harriet already managing Code Buddies and Code Women is already of such great help to the whole program. But from the psychologists like Alicia to the hyperactive Slack support people like Jonna and Tom, like final project supervisors, like main instructors like Lino, Yogi obviously being there all the time, Diana, some of you have still worked with Angelo as well. William is here. It's a long list of people. Abdu joined us now as well. I can continue giving names, but yeah, obviously this is the great support that we have received in the last 8 months and that you're still receiving. How did we do it? So maybe also for the people listening in or watching this later, we use a lot of Slack, and you have learned to use Slack. And I think I repeated this a lot in the beginning, and afterwards I left it to Yogi to repeat that Slack is not just for microcode or any kind of collaboration tool. You are going to use Slack or Teams or whatever, but I hope they use Slack in your future job, whether you start in tech support or whether you start as a web developer or maybe another business. Slack is going to help you, the skills you've learned there. And in our Slack, we had these 2 channels that probably helped you the most, except obviously the Code Buddy channels, support employability and support coding. So the channels where you could just put your questions and hope for an answer. So I just got some examples here of these groups. Maybe I mixed someone. Anna, I think, can you mute? Puede silenciar. Gracias. So here are some examples of how volunteers has been helping. And I just really love scrolling to these channels, because if you click on replies of the questions, is there something stupid I put there? No, right? I think it's safe. You see the huge answers people are getting. And I put some that are quite critical as well. That like, no, you need to ask it like this, but it's all part of the learning process. But in the end, these volunteers were constantly ready to answer, to support, and you even see previous students trying to help the new students. And the same goes for support employability, and I hope it's going to be used more from now on, of people asking, can I get some help with my CV? I'm having a job interview next week, whatever question related to the job search, and people replying, sure, ping me, send me a message, send me your CV, I'll review it. It's awesome. And you made use of this as well, especially support employability. I hope you're going to make a lot of use from now on, because it's still available. I'll get back later to that as well. But yeah, power of Slack and power of the volunteer community at Microcode. And I just want to point out these people, because maybe there are volunteers who weren't the main instructor and still dedicated hours. So obviously we are aware of them. But these instructors specifically very much connected to this group, either being a main instructor, so teaching you for 3 weeks in a row, or the final project supervisors who were with you for about 2 months supporting your final project. So we've got Eduard, Sinan, Miguel, Giorgio, Yogi actually taught as well, Juan, Jonna, Jeff, Ricard, who's going to speak in a bit, Nandan, Alexandra, Lino, Alvaro, who's here, Diana, obviously, well, just one comment about Diana. Remember that like about 6 months ago, you were still a student in a final project, and now you were final project supervisor. So just want to point that out because that's just bloody awesome. And Nandan, of course. And Nandan actually, it's a cool, fun microcode fact. He has been a supervisor in every single group that we had so far. Like he didn't skip one group of not being a supervisor. So all these people, and I may forgot even one that maybe helped a few classes, have made this possible. And again, I'm empathizing. These are all volunteers who taught these classes. And that's a great accomplishment as well. Yogi, can you say a few words of how freaking difficult it is to teach coding?
Thanks, Vincent. Hi, everyone. I'm Yogi. Also, you can call me Yogesh. So I wouldn't take too much time because you all have learned everything. And so there are people who don't know what is programming and what is web development. For them, I would like to mention that the computer does not know what to do unless you tell it to do. So when these students joined microcode, they didn't know how to give command to a machine. They only knew how to write text in it, to use a graphical interface, to open programs, to play games, or to do other tasks which normally people do with computers. And during this program, they spent quite a lot of time apart from classes. And now what they are able to do is to tell a computer what it is supposed to do when you click on something, or if you see on websites that there are forms that to submit your data or to subscribe to something, or to even create an account on Facebook or some other social media. So now these students, they didn't know, like they knew what it looks like if you go on a website, but they didn't know what was happening behind the scene. Now they are able to connect it to the server, and server is just another machine which is running a program. And now they are even able to create that program. So apart from the learning process, I'm sure that most of the students, they had difficult situations in their personal life. Some of them, they even lost jobs, they changed jobs, and it has been really difficult for them. And in my experience, I have seen them exceeding even my expectations, and I'm really proud of them. I don't think I have anything else to say. That's all.
Was perfect. Thanks, man. I'm forgetting my clicker. It's a very important tool. Sorry. The next one, Ali. So I already gave you a quick introduction, Ali. Yeah, you can come up. So I just want to emphasize that Ali, how long have you been with microcode now? July 2020, you started with us. So yeah, it's been a long freaking time, which is really good because it means you've been able to push on. And I would say that many people, Ali, would have given up when they drop out. And it's not that I say this because I blame them. is because I'm honestly really impressed you pushed through. I know some of the challenges you went through, and it's exactly why I wanted to quickly, shortly say something.
Thank you, Vincent. Well, first of all, congratulations to all of you, all of us, that we made it to this day. So, as you guys know, my name is Ali, and I am from Pakistan. And I have been living in Spain for 7 years. So I left my home because my dad couldn't support the family anymore. And I was the bigger brother in the family. So I took the charge and I moved to Europe, to Spain. So looking for the better future, and also that I can support my family, education of my siblings. And I worked in the food industry for almost 6 years. I was interested in programming. One of my friend, he shared HTML, CSS with me. I tried and it was interesting. Sometimes I think that HTML, CSS kind of trap to beginners. Like you learn, you feel so awesome, and then you hit JavaScript and you're like, holy shit, where I am. So anyway, so I got in, and then I had full-time job, so I couldn't give enough time to my learnings to the web development. So I decided to look for boot camps. So when I looked into it, I found out that whichever you boot camp you want to do, they cost like at least 5,000, 7,000, figures like that. So it was a big amount for me. So I decided to like maybe in the future, like after when I have some savings, so I can do that. So meanwhile, I can just learn bit by myself. And then the COVID came, and I got enough time to look into it. And again, it was fascinating. And meanwhile, I was like just Googling around what's happening in Barcelona tech world, just Googles or YouTube channels. So I came to know about Migra Code. I saw Vincent's presentation on Migra Code. And I was like, that's it, that's what I'm looking for. So I went for it. I remember that it took me 4 to 5 hours to write a motivation letter to this person, amazing person. And I was quite nervous. I wanted it so bad. And Vincent replied within 1 week, and he gave me some tiny task to do it, a tiny project. I submitted and I was in, and that was it. That was my turning point. And I had my job. I quit it because I knew that I wouldn't be able to give enough time to programming. So meanwhile, I was looking for the part-time job. So again, Vincent shared ESC volunteership, but for Open Cultural Center. It's the mother organization of Migra Code. And so I got in. I was working for OCC, Open Cultural Center, and I get to learn a lot. Such an amazing people, and I was able to not only a student of Migra Code, I was able to help as a support a little bit on the side. That was amazing. And so when I start Migra Code, the first question for me, it was like, it's gonna be online. I mean, I don't know like how it's gonna be, like if we were able to keep it up or not. Personally, if I'm capable to like do it online or not. So anyway, when 2 or 3 sessions happened, I was like, it's awesome. Like it's actually very convenient. And beside that, we had this support, like in the shape of code buddies. Thanks to Henry, she's in charge of that. And so these people are here to help us. Like they are senior developers, like have experience of decades, some of them, most of them. And that was awesome to be able to get the help from real-time developers. That was fascinating. And so as as I continue, there was this time when I hit the wall. Vincent was mentioning it about it. And I thought like, so I can't do it. Like it's complicated. Maybe it's too late for me. I'm like 29, maybe I should have come to that earlier. And the very common thought, like I guess everybody have experienced it. So I was questioning myself about that. And there was this one day, I said like, I didn't share with a lot of people, just a very couple close friends, that I said I quit. I'm not going to continue. I'm going to tell tomorrow to all of them that I'm sorry, I can't continue. And the very same day, I had a session with CodeBuddy. So I attended. I didn't share with her that how I'm feeling, but we had this problem to solve. We solved it. That was awesome. And then when she left the meeting, and I was sitting there, I was thinking that, dude, like these people, like they're here to support us, to help us. They're giving part of their time. Like they have families, they have friends, and they have partners, and they still choose to spend time with us, to empower us, to see us succeed. So I felt that guilt into me that I have to try. Like maybe I didn't give good enough of me, so I should give more. So I took that, changed my mind. I took that decision. I'm gonna give best of me, and here I am with you guys graduating. And in the end, I would say that it wouldn't be possible without the help of entire Migracode team and all those volunteers. And I will do end of my speech by requesting an applause for all of the Migracode team and the volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ali. Very, very nice talk. And I think very obviously your story is unique, but at the same time representative for any Migracode students facing any kind of challenge always. I mean, I know some of you better than others, and especially before with previous batches, I was way more involved on the individual level because we had less students. So it was easier and we had less volunteers. So I know about the challenges that, let's say, anyone with a migration background or refugee background, however, in which box you put it, faces many challenges, either because of that fact, because you're a migrant, because you're a refugee, or simply because life can be hard. And I know many of you face many challenges to get here. So yeah, Ali, thank you for sharing your story because it shows how hard it can be, and at the same time, how persistent all of you are in making it here. Next person is a very good friend of mine, Ricard. As I said, there was a bit of a miscommunication. He's online with us. So I'm just gonna quickly stop sharing the screen, Ricard, so you're actually here in the image. And then you can quickly, well, not quickly, but share your story with us.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me properly?
Perfectly well.
Yeah?
Yes.
Nice, okay. Hello, and sorry for not being here. Yeah, I would really fancy being with you, but well, things happen. So I just want to say three short things. I'm going to be short. So first of all, I also want to be thankful to Migracode, because Migracode is not only an opportunity for the students. I think most of the instructors would agree as well, because it's super good for us. It's a nice opportunity to get better on sharing our knowledge, because, you know, getting the knowledge is challenging, it's super hard, it takes a while, but then when it's about to sharing this knowledge is also a different challenge. And, you know, here in Migracode, it's a really good opportunity for us on doing this. And, you know, the students, you are all super nice, so I think it wouldn't find any best place to be a teacher than in Migracode. And also it's super good for us to get better also on feeling confident when you are talking to an audience like now. So it's like, thank you everyone involved in Migracode, because it's super nice being part of this community. Second, and mainly, is I want to congratulate all the students, okay, because hats off on you. You did really well, and it's not only that you finished this boot camp, it's mainly as Vincent already said, it's mainly the way you did, because most of you are working as well, so you are spending at least 8 hours doing your regular job, and it's you know, you are working hard, not like me, because I am already in IT, so it's for me it's quite easy, my job. And it's really impressive, because for instance, for me as a teacher, it was once per week, mainly the Wednesdays. And it was when I was waking up this Wednesday, it's like, wow, today is going to be a long day. And actually it was a long day, but for me, it's what this specific Wednesday, or 3 Wednesdays, each block. So there's not that much, but then when I was thinking on you, it was, wow, these guys are doing the same most of the days, because then when they are not doing the sessions, they have to keep doing exercise, they have to keep studying, they have to keep fighting. So it's like impressive what you did. So yeah, really, maybe I think you don't even realize how nice is what you made these 8 months. So I want to make it super clear. And the last thing, now it's like, it's super good what you did, but now you are at the very early steps of your journey, because MicroCode is here just to give you the basic tools to keep growing on your own in this IT world. Now you have the tools to keep learning on your own. And these tools is not only the knowledge you have been getting these 8 months, it's also this really nice network you have been building, because I think that is what makes MicroCode a bit special compared to other bootcamps, because when you finish other bootcamps, these super expensive bootcamps that Ali was talking about, you are done and bye-bye, okay, see you guys. But hey, MicroCode, you keep this super nice network. You can keep throwing questions in this Slack channel. You still have doubts. You can keep in touch with us, with myself if you want, with the teachers, with the rest of the students. So that's super cool. And then now it's about, obviously, you all want to find a job, and if you want to have more chances to get a job, you have to keep doing what you have been doing. You have to keep learning. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep trying to solve problems, because this is a never-ending problem. I have been in this world for many, many years, and some days I still get stuck, or I still feel frustrated because I don't manage to solve a problem. So this is a never-ending problem. That this is for the good and for the bad. It's not like a bad thing. It's super nice, because you will be challenged during your work career. This super nice journey is about to start for you. So never give up, keep going, keep working, and yeah. And again, congrats to all of you, and let's keep in touch, guys. Even you have finished this course, let's keep in touch.
Thank you, Ricard. Were you able to hear that applause?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Important part. Cool. I need to start sharing again. Give me 1 sec. My laptop is over there. Ricard, it's the 4th time you've been being a main instructor.
I would say 4, I don't know, 3 or 4. I
think 4 already.
Might be, yeah, I don't remember, because I started as site instructor with the first group. I don't really remember, but it has been a while already.
For sure.
MicroCode.
Yeah, for sure. Because one really cool fact about Ricard is that he was basically from day one in MicroCode. So when we started in October 2019, Ricard was basically already hanging around and teaching and supporting students. And he's still here. So yeah, really cool. Fun fact as well.
I have seen the improvement of MicroCode, because it has been a really huge improvement in all sides, in all the parts of MicroCode. It has been super nice.
Yeah, we have changed a little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Ricard. Cool. And then, as I was saying, we have one volunteer who, I don't know, was it the first time, Alvaro, that you joined a batch, right? Yeah. So first time joining a MicroCode group or batch, whatever we call it. But immediately you probably thought, well, if I start, let's do it well. Let's become a supporting instructor, main instructor, and final project supervisor. So yeah, a great combination of tasks you basically took on. And yeah, it would be great if you can share a bit about your experience with the January 2021 group.
Thank you, Vincent. Well, guys, first of all, I want to tell you that I come from one of those expensive bootcamps that you already know. And what you have in here, what you've been given, it's no less than what I had in that bootcamp. with the difference that in here, at least, you get so many instructors. You know, someone. A second. Right. So with the difference that in here is not only about like a small team of instructors, but you have pretty much the whole community, like being so aware of your progress and everything you're achieving, that we all want to make sure that you are going to be successful in your careers. That's something that I've got to see because I started with you from the early beginning in your bootcamp, studying from JavaScript. For me personally, when I did my bootcamp, JavaScript was just a hell of a time. It was so difficult. It was so crazy. Then getting to see your whole process, being also your main React instructor, has been crazy. I was like always reflecting on what if I was one of them, you know, how would I have done here? Because I remember myself doing the bootcamp and thinking to myself like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I was not meant for this. It was a 3 months bootcamp. Everything you did in 8 months, I did in like 3 months. It was just everything so compressed. And sometimes it was just like overwhelming, you know? And there was these times of thinking, like reflecting, of thinking like, should I continue on this line? Is this even for myself? I saw like many of you going through some very hard challenges. I was at the time, even for a short time, a code buddy from one of your classmates. And I saw him going through a lot. And I can tell you, it's just like every one of us has like their personal situations. And on top of that, you want to achieve a better prospect for your life. So most of you want a career transition. And that's something amazing. That's something you should really feel proud of. You have achieved so much. I can believe, like, especially when giving you lessons, like teaching you React, it was just like, wow, I can't believe these guys just came from JavaScript. It's crazy. They know so much. They're so talented. And top was when getting to lead and supervise, well, mainly supervise your final project. It was just like, I can't believe what they just have achieved in such a short time. So for all of that, I want to congratulate you. I want to let you know that you did so much and so well that from this moment onwards, it's just like you can achieve anything you want. It's just like, guys, think that most of you don't even come from an IT background. It's just like, this is the first time for most of you to get into a line of code, you know, and achieving what you have achieved such a short time. It's just like, it's crazy. Think about it. It's just like, it's insane. So if you have achieved that much, think of what you can achieve in the following years and throughout your career in this. So push it forward, do everything you can to succeed. First jobs are always the hardest one to come, but I know like all of you have like a really good attitude towards achieving and succeeding in this field because you have been here for a long time. So keep pushing forward. You will achieve it. I'm sure about it. We will make sure that you guys make it, and congratulate you for this. This is your day. This is all about you. So congratulations.
Thank you, Alvaro. Super nice. Just want to point out that I asked Alvaro half an hour ago if he could talk today. So this was even improvised. So super nice, Alvaro. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I've been talking a lot about volunteers. Hey, Bips, welcome. Awesome you're here. So ex-student, graduate. So I've been talking a lot about volunteers, and I mentioned you as well, of course. I do want to emphasize you as a student one more time. Alvaro already explained it really well. Ali explained it really well, and other people explained it really well. But microcode is not easy. You are the 4th batch of microcode, I would say 4th, yeah. And any any group of students in any group, almost every single student struggled at least at one point, and I mean properly struggle, of the point of dropping out due to financial situation, due to a family situation, due to a paper situation of being a migrant, due to maybe a psychological situation, psychosocial situation, many challenges that each one of you could or have faced. And I know exactly, not from personal experience, but talking to many students over the last 2-3 years, what it means and what the impact is of being a student. Because imagine that normally already, let's say that me, in a quite stable position, being very privileged, coming from Holland, where basically you are given a passport that gives you all the freaking rights in the world. If I face some of the challenges you faced, I would even struggle a lot. I know stories from some of you that I would struggle even from this very stable position that I am in. But most of you are not in such a position. And I have seen people already in very unstable situations. And again, I mean a very wide range of unstable factors, ranging from papers to just being alone in a new country, very different challenges. And that was on top. And then something came on top of that. Maybe someone passed away. Maybe something went wrong with your papers and you have to wait another year before you can even work legally. Because just not being legal in a country, no matter how much I disagree with some of the procedures we have in Europe, and here specifically in Spain/Catalonia, it's a fact that it's very hard to get papers often. And just that, the instability of that, it puts a huge burden on any person. And again, I don't know it from my experience, but I do know from many people who have faced this or are still facing this, how challenging this is. So you have all this that probably some of you or many of you recognize, and then you decide, let's do a 30-hour intense boot camp with 2 classes a week with a shitload of homework. Sorry for the wording, but we all know it's a lot. And not just learning, I don't know, how to I don't know. You choose to learn code. And Yogi already explained it to us, but coding is freaking hard. I know a bit of HTML, CSS, and I already get frustrated if I try to update our WordPress website with free CSS elements. And I'm not kidding. And then I see what you're doing, and every time I'm impressed. And every time I'm impressed how you're pushing through, because I know that all of you struggle as well to learn this. And especially because many of you are new to it. If I would start now, I would already at least have some experience. I don't think I could. I suck at mathematics as well, so that doesn't help. So I just really want to emphasize that all of us, whether the students or previous graduates or volunteers, even companies, are aware of these challenges. And it's an amazing accomplishment, and use it when you're applying for jobs. Don't hide the fact that you went through, maybe even through hell to get here and to work your ass off. No, show it. Use the fact that this was not the common way. And not that the common way is not correct, but I would say the fact you went through this, the fact you may have worked 3 years in a shitty illegal job because you didn't have another choice. You still did it. You still managed to make it to the end of the month. And at the same time, study this boot camp, which I really know well is very intense. And yet we say 30 hours. But we know that sometimes you feel like these bastards stole me 30 hours and I still spent 50 hours this week on learning how to code. So yeah, I really want to congratulate all of you for making it to today. And with that, I want to already inform you that obviously you're getting this one, the new design. This is the MigraCode certificate. Put it on your LinkedIn. I will send you a PDF. You can upload PDFs straight to LinkedIn under the MigraCode education part, and show it to the companies. If you need a printed version, We don't have them, partly because it's a bit expensive for us, but also because in general, you won't need it. All the companies require, maybe they don't even ask. If they ask, an online version is enough. So we'll send you the PDF, and if you ever need a printed version, just reach out to me. I will make sure we get a fancy printed version. I'm gonna send them next week. So next week, check your email. If you somehow don't receive it at the end of next week, just let me know. Then maybe I had the wrong email address or something like this. But this is the official proof you finished. At the same time, you did not finish yet. You finished for now with our curriculum, even though you can still use this, obviously. But we are still here, and it's up to you. But if you want, you can still make use of a lot of the support that Microcode offers. So the first one, well, we have already seen today that there is a huge community ready to help you with coding. You can continue asking any coding questions you may have. Work on your projects, work on your portfolio. That's my recommendation in general. Keep coding, find open source projects. If you didn't find a job yet, like now you're used to working a lot of study hours next to whatever job you already have. Keep pushing a bit more if you haven't found a coding job yet. Just keep working on open source projects, on other projects. Thank you, Yogi. Don't write anything about the students now. Keep working on those open source projects and ask for help also with coding. At the same time, as I already showed, there's this other channel. Not all of you have used it yet. Please use support employability. Please use it to ask feedback for your CV. Please use it to ask feedback for your LinkedIn profile. Please ask, you can literally ask, can someone sit with me for 1 hour going through LinkedIn jobs and recommend some jobs based on my skills? Because finding even the right jobs to apply to, bastard, distracting bastard. Even just finding the right jobs to apply to is difficult, especially if you may not have specific experience in looking for jobs. So that's that. This community of volunteers is still there for you. And that also goes for the psychological support, legal support. Only if you find a job, if your, let's say, financial situation stabilized, we're going to be a bit more strict, because obviously we prioritize the students who don't have direct access to these kind of services. But we're definitely there. And you can also reach out to me if you're doubting, what can I still request from the Microcode community? Yesterday I shared all this info in a Slack message, but it included the Trello board that we have. This Trello board has like a huge knowledge base of websites that are good to use for the job search. So it includes specific job searching websites like LinkedIn, but also others, but also websites where you can make really easily awesome looking CVs, websites with tips how to apply for jobs. Well, have a look and use it. Make use of the resources like you've been doing so far. Obviously, we recommend you to apply to jobs on LinkedIn in general, but also we have the channel Job Offers Junior. Who doesn't know this channel? I don't mind, just curious. Everyone knows this channel? Good. So keep looking here. Like, I don't mind if you put all notifications off of Microcode right now. I'd rather not, but keep this one open, because this is mainly me, and I'm mainly in contact with our direct partners, sharing job offers with an email address of recruiters. This is gold if you're looking for a job. Direct contact details of recruiters. It's not just, oh, click of easy apply on LinkedIn. No, it's sending a personal email directly to a recruiter who's already aware of the fact you are a Microcode student. That means this person knows what Microcode is, because either me or Marta talk to them. So these job offers in general are high possibilities that they at least reply. It doesn't mean a job, but it means a good connection. And even if you don't get a job offer, add them on LinkedIn, save the email address, and just send them another email after a month. Hey, did something else came up that I can apply for? So these direct contacts that I put there, and often the best offers are the ones that I put in like this microcode template with the balloon and the logo of the company saying microcode official partner. Make use of those. I mean, up to you, but make use of them. And obviously we have the job fair, and I put a little S behind it because joining the next one that we have on the 22nd of September doesn't mean it's a one-time opportunity. On the 22nd, we have earlier graduates who haven't found a job yet also joining, or graduates that found maybe a very basic tech support job and that are still looking for a web development job are also joining maybe. So join this one, and really I cannot emphasize it enough. I know you're all busy. I know it's maybe a difficult time. I would say 5:30 I put it on a Wednesday, I think. Well, 22nd of September. But make some time free. We already have 5 companies confirmed who are at least there with 1 or 2 recruiters. And you can talk to them directly. You can introduce yourself. You can share your projects, your portfolio, your final project. And you can basically pitch yourself. And this goes back to that first point, to prepare how to pitch yourself, how to present yourself in a short talk with a recruiter. Practice that with the volunteers. I've been in many of these job fairs, and the students who got like most connections were the ones who before practiced with some of the volunteers. So just how do you put the best parts of yourself in a 30-minute short speech? So I really hope to see you on the 22nd of September. It's online, so you can join us from anywhere, and you will have the possibility to choose your company and to talk to many of the recruiters. And for now, that's it. Keep an eye on Slack, especially job offers, but use, like I said, the other channels. And I just really want to thank you, because it's not just that it's microcode and the volunteers, but it's also you are putting a big effort for us. We need your effort as well to continue. If all of you would drop out, we won't have any students. So we're really happy that you've been able to push through to this day. And this is exactly the reason why we want to keep supporting you, because you've shown that you have this huge potential. So we're definitely going to keep supporting you. So stay on our Slack. We keep sending useful information also next to the job offers. You can reach out to me for any doubts that you have right now. Obviously, we can talk right now as well. And for now, I just really want to say thank you all. And yeah, let's have a chat and afterwards grab a beer maybe. Thank you, everyone.